nervous in front of the camera isn't a sign you're not meant for this. It's a sign that you understand the value of putting yourself out there. After filming 400 plus business owners, I thought filming in front of the camera would be easy until I actually tried it. I froze up, overthought everything, cringed at how I sounded on video. And that's exactly what holds most people back. We think that we're supposed to feel confident before we even hit record, but that's confidence is the reward for showing up and doing it anyways. And today, I'm going to show you how to do the same, even if you've never filmed a video before. Let's start off with the first thing you should do before you even take the camera out. Honestly, I don't think I would have even started taking YouTube seriously if it wasn't for this. It's how I know exactly what to say before I even turn the camera on, so there's no second guessing, no rambling, and no losing my train of thought. Before I got serious about YouTube, I posted this video. It was completely unscripted and I didn't get my point across clearly to my audience, but it was fine when I first posted it because no one really saw it. Until a year later, it really started to blow up. It gathered around 30,000 plus views and I started getting a lot of hate in the comment section, which honestly really put me down. I felt embarrassed, like I was an idiot and everything I said was wrong. I ended up taking the video down and stopped uploading videos. I know this is one of your biggest fears about posting content online. You don't want to end up like this or worse. But after helping multiple clients with social media, I got my confidence back and decided to try this YouTube game all over again. So here's what I've learned and what's helped my clients find success. The easiest way for anyone to feel confident in any scenario is to know what you're doing. So what does that look like for YouTube? There are two parts to this. First, you have to know what makes a good YouTube video, and secondly, you have to know what to say. I know it sounds pretty simple, but this is just the first step to becoming more confident in your YouTube videos. Every successful YouTube video follows this proven framework. The intro, otherwise known as the hook, the main content, aka the body, and finally the outro/CTA. The goal of your intro is to call out your audience and say, hey, I'm talking to you, so they know that the video is for them, and catch their attention by saying, here's why you should listen. It should not be anything like this.
Folks, welcome back everybody. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today we have no card video, no discussion on Magic or Pokemon today. Today is going to be a raw financial video.
Instead, you want your intro to be straight to the point and interesting. Something like this.
Have you ever wondered why you're not getting much tax refunds? Most Canadians are overpaying their taxes every year, but it's 100% legal to avoid it if you just know the right strategies.
Once you know exactly what to say to hook your viewers' attention, you must know what to say next. And this is why, if you want to be more confident in your YouTube videos, you should start scripting them. You don't need to script every single word. Just a simple outline with 5 to 7 key points on a sticky note can be enough to keep you on track. But if writing it out word for word makes you feel prepared, go for it. Just keep in mind that reading directly from a script can make it harder to sound natural. At the end of the day, the best approach is the one that makes you feel the most confident on camera. If you struggle to film off the cuff and know you'd feel more confident with a script, but don't have the time to write one, I've got you covered. My team and I can script, plan, optimize your YouTube content for you, so all you have to do is hit record. Click the link in the description to learn more. Personally, I have my ghostwriter script most of my videos word for word. If I hadn't started doing that, I don't think I would have ever gone all in on YouTube. Having a script gave me the confidence to hit record, and if that's what you need, that's completely fine. So let's say you've got your script, you know exactly what to say, but then you rewatch the video and you cringe at how you sound. You think, is that really what I sound like? And maybe you've even told yourself, I just don't have the kind of voice that sounds good on camera. That's bullshit too. No one is born a great speaker. It's a learned habit. When you weed out your bad speaking habits, you can transform how your voice sounds completely. Don't believe me? Here's what the best communications coach, Vin Gong, has to say about it.
Whereas for many of you sitting here, what you don't realize is you've already committed to unconscious behaviors that you've been exhibiting your entire life to create the sound that you're currently exhibiting. And because they become habits, they become invisible to you. And because they become invisible to you, you sit there in your life and you start to think, this is my natural voice. No. Because you can sound however the hell you want to sound. You see, when my students truly understand this creates the fire that then creates change.
Your voice isn't fixed. It's not something you're stuck with. It's a set of behaviors. And like any habit, you can improve it. And the best part, you don't have to fake it. You don't have to force yourself to sound like a WWE show host. You just need a few small tweaks that completely change how people perceive you. So let's break it down. How do you actually train your voice to sound more confident on camera? First, let's talk about rate of speech. If you force yourself to talk extremely fast, you'll just sound nervous. But if you speak too slowly, people lose interest. The key is to mix it up. Speed up when you're excited to build energy and slow down when you want your words to land with impact. Second is your volume. Think of your volume like a dial on a stereo. It can be adjusted. Most people speak naturally at a 3 out of 10 when they're nervous. You want to push yourself to at least a 5 or a 6. It's not about yelling, it's about speaking with certainty. The easiest way to project your voice is to imagine sound waves reaching every corner of the room as you speak. Third is your pitch. Let's be honest, we all know that the best speakers don't sound monotone. It's because they add natural highs and lows to their voice. This makes what you're saying more engaging and helps your audience stay tuned instead of zoned out. Fourth is your tone. Your voice follows your face. If you want to sound more expressive, start with your facial expressions. Smiling makes your voice sound warmer. It naturally improves your tone and makes you more engaging. You come off positive, relaxed, happy, confident. People are attracted to those things. To be more serious and authoritative, you can lean in and lower your tone. And finally, the last one, don't forget to pause. So many people rush through their words because they're nervous. When you pause, you give your audience time to absorb what you're saying. This is what makes you sound confident and in control. When you use these 5 techniques, they add passion to your voice. You'll get caught up in the moment and everything else will go out the window, which means there will be no space for nervousness, camera shyness, or awkwardness. You'll be too focused on what you're saying, making it easier for you to get into a flow state and just be you. Once you start speaking with confidence, your delivery will feel 10x more natural. But confidence isn't just about how you sound. It's about how you look on camera. Your voice and body language go hand in hand. Think about it. If you sound confident, but your body is stiff, slouched, or closed off, your audience will pick up on that. Your posture and facial expressions and gestures all send signals to the viewers about how you feel. Have you ever hit record and suddenly feel like your throat is tight, your voice sounds weak, or your brain just blanks out? That's not just nerves. That's your body working against you. And if you're skipping this step, you're making things way harder on yourself. Professional speakers, actors, and even top YouTubers warm up before they film, not because they're nervous, but because they know that confidence is something you prime. I used to think warm-ups were pretty stupid until I actually tried them. Vin Gon taught me a ton about how speakers train their voices. So I wrote down my favorite go-to warm-ups that I learned from him so I could give them to you here for the free. Before you press record, here's how to train your body and mind to feel more confident, relaxed, and in control. But let me warn you, this is going to be the weirdest shit I've ever done on camera. But hey, they work. Here's the first one to wake up your facial muscles. You're going to want to move your jaw in a circular motion clockwise and then counterclockwise. And you want to rotate them 10 times this way and then 10 times counterclockwise. It is very embarrassing, so please don't do this in front of the camera. You definitely want to do this in front of a mirror and just to yourself because this is funny. The next one is you're basically closing your face off and then opening them really wide to just really get these facial muscles warmed up. Again, by far the most embarrassing thing I've done, But the second one is to help improve your melody and pitch. You're going to want to practice your ABCs while making each letter a different pitch, from low to high, back to low. And this is what it should sound like. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. It works, I swear. This third one is going to help you with your tone and expression. Grab a book or anything to read and practice reading it with different emotions. Read it angrily, read it happily, like you're scared and excited. The best books to use this for is children's books. So the book I have here for you is The Grumpy Monkey. One wonderful day, Chimpanzee woke up to discover that nothing was right. The sun was too bright, the sun was too blue, and the bananas were too sweet. Jim was confused. What's going on? Maybe you're grumpy, suggested Norman from next door. I'm not grumpy, Jim insisted. On his walk, he met Marabou. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Marabou. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Marabou. It's such a wonderful day. I'm not gonna read this to you, but you get the point. It feels dumb, I get it. But when you warm up your voice, you instantly have control over how you sound. You speak more clearly, sound more engaging, and become more confident. The next warm up you need to do is for your body. Athletes don't just walk onto the field and start playing. They warm up, they move around, and shake off tension. The same thing applies here. If you're sitting at your desk for a few hours before you record, you're going to feel stiff, awkward, and robotic. You're going to need to warm up. Walk around the room for a couple of minutes, or better yet, go around the block and get some fresh air. It will get rid of the nerves. Loosen up your shoulders, stretch your arms to release tension. You can even do a couple of deep breathing exercises. This forces your nervous system to relax, especially if you do all three. The goal is to get your body moving so you don't feel stiff and uncomfortable the second the camera turns on. One of the biggest reasons people freeze up on camera is because they think they have to get it right on the first try. But let's be real, your first take is never your best take. Even pros mess up constantly. The key is to remove the pressure. Practice your script a couple of times before you record so that you're able to get an idea of how you want to say certain parts of your script. This allows you to practice your volume, tone, and pitch. That way you don't have to think about those things when you film. By the time you start your real take, you already feel loose and natural. Nobody likes watching themselves on camera. So instead of cringing and nitpicking every little thing, start acting like a coach instead of a critic. Ask yourself, what can I improve? What did I do well? The fastest way to desensitize yourself to being on camera is to just watch yourself until it's normal. Now you can have the best script, perfect your delivery, and warm up your voice, but none of it matters if you're your biggest hater before you even get started. I know this firsthand because this is what held me back the most. You sit down to film, you hit record, and then suddenly every single doubt in your head starts screaming at you. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna look stupid. Everyone's going to judge you. And this is where most people choke. Confidence isn't something you need before you start. It's something you build by starting. Once you understand that, everything changes. Let's be real, nobody starts off great. Your favorite YouTuber? They were awkward at first too. The only difference is that they just kept going. Even pro YouTubers cringe at their old videos. This is a sign of progress, not failure. When you let go of the idea that you need to be perfect, you instantly become more natural and engaging. Right now, you're probably worried about how you look or sound, but your audience, they're not thinking about that. They're focused on how you make them feel. And your message is more important than your fear. So instead of thinking about thousands of people who may or may not watch your video, imagine you're talking to one person, a client who needs your advice, a friend who's struggling with the problem you solve, someone who DM'd you with a question. When you do this, your tone, pacing, and expressions all instantly feel natural because you're not performing. You're just having a conversation. I promise you, 6 months from now, you're going to look back at today's video and realize this awkwardness was just all part of the process. Or you'll wish you had started today. So just press record, You don't have to post it, but you do have to start. Now that you know how to feel more confident in front of the camera, it's time to make your channel impossible to ignore. Whether you're just starting or have been at it for a while, this proven one-page YouTube plan gives you a proven strategy to grow faster and attract the right audience. It's the same strategy used by top creators boiled down to just one page.